Hello, welcome to Africa's Home Global Podcast. I'm your presenter, Jean-Paul. Before we begin today's edition, I would like to update you on the state of the continent. There has been a train attack in Abuja in Nigeria. The number of casualties and injured are yet to be reported. The DRC has finally joined the EAC, making it the sixth country to join the region. And presenting the continent in the World Cup this year is Senegal, Tunisia, Morocco, and Ghana. Now, today's edition, we're going to talk to you about a war that's affecting the global economy right now. See, Europe is at war. Decades after the World War II, the continent is back in the battleground. Now, what does this war mean to Africa, and what can Africa do to get out of this war? Now, joining me now to discuss about this issue is the co-founder of Africa's Home, Platini, and our honorable guest, Mr. Haruna. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for being here today. Now, Platini.
Thank you so much, Mr. JP.
Yes.
Thank you, JP.
Absolutely. Now, looking at this war, and it's actually affecting the global economy.
Absolutely.
What do you gentlemen think? Why do you gentlemen think that Africa is being hit the most?
Well, basically, when you look at Africa globally, when it comes to the economic structure of Africa globally, Africa has never really been that secured. So I think in the past, we have never really put in measures in place to prepare us for these unforeseen circumstances that might arise. So when something like this happens, and the level of importation of gas and oil from a country as huge as Russia is cut off, and there's no importation of wheat also, anything trading with Russia is cut off. It's definitely going to affect a continent as big as Africa with such a massive population, because we depend on this. We
have high demand
of this
oil and
gas.
The oil and the wheat.
Yeah.
So what is your perspective on this, Mr. Haruna, and on why Africa is being hit the most? Because this war is affecting the global economy. Globally. So, but Africa is being hit the most.
Yeah, Africa will hit the most because actually, like most of the products that is coming out from Russia to Africa, normally it has to there have to be a shortage of that normally, which that will affect the Africans in so many ways. And you see even like the Africans who are like studying in Ukraine, if you even see how they have been affected, they have been restricted for so many things, you know. They don't have advantages. They cannot even leave the country. They don't have advantages to so many things. So it really like affects the Africans really, like, how will I even say it? It really touches them, because if we see most of our brothers who are like schooling there, they have no way to come back.
Yeah, they
don't have access to good things.
Being denied.
They're being denied to so many things.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And forced to join the Ukrainian.
That's very funny.
Right.
They're making them join the Ukrainian military.
Right, because they have no choice. They can't leave the country. So
very few relevant points there. Now, my take is this. Look, Russia in the Nigeria, Egypt, and Kenya. They import, I think, 65% of the wheat they use in those countries comes from Ukraine. Now, Ukraine can't even feed its population at this point.
No,
now, I
country's
cannot
too
begin to
unstable.
imagine what's going to happen in Africa in terms of food security right now.
Absolutely.
So then, what are the alternatives for Africa? Like, what can Africa do different to produce enough and sustainable food to feed 1.3 billion people?
Right. Africa, first of all, they have to learn how to be creative. One, because we must not need these people.
Right.
We, the Africans, we have a lot.
Right.
We don't need them.
Right.
We can use what we have to do many things with it.
Right.
Absolutely.
We have fertile soils to produce all these stuffs.
Right.
We can make our own stuffs in Africa. So this is the point in which the Africans have to think out of the box.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that one.
Out of the box.
Second
Because
you.
if we keep on depending on these people, like for instance, what is happening now? We produce oil in Africa. We have a lot of oil in
So
Africa.
here comes the power. If I may jump in, Mr. Haruna, we produce 9.6% of oil globally. If you look at Nigeria,
Absolutely.
Libya, Egypt, right, South Sudan. But if we were united, we could have produced enough oil to even take the market of Russia right now, because Europe and America depend on Russia. They're asking Saudi Arabia to pump more oil. They're asking President Maduro to pump more oil, but they are not. But Africa could have taken that market. But one thing, we are not united. Nigerian oil only can produce enough oil in the continent. It's been proven. That's why we depend on Russia, right? So one thing is we need infrastructure. We don't have proper infrastructure.
We don't have infrastructure, and
right? We can't process our own oil.
Mr. JP, to add to that too, before you talk about unity, you have to realize that we don't even have control of our economy. Even if we are to unite, I don't still think we're going to have control of our economy. So like Mr. Haruna said, we first of all have to start by thinking out of the box, becoming creative and believing in ourselves that, okay, even though we import all these things from these countries, right, at the same time, we are supposed to cap them at a certain percentage. Like maybe, all right, the amount of wheat that is to be imported in a country like Cameroon is only going to be about 20%, because you look at a village like Ndop, they produce a lot of rice.
Right.
Yeah, and we should probably promote them and support them. The government should promote them and support them enough to produce as much rice to sustain the population. Then if they cannot fully feed the entire population of Cameroon, then we just import what can cover the rest.
And trust me, with all what we have back home, even with, like, for instance, the rice that you just said, even the wheat that is being imported, we have fertile lines in Africa.
We have everything
that we can produce this stuff and even supply them
out.
True.
And
I
even
agree with
supply
that
them.
statement. I strongly agree. You know why? Because the richest African, Aliko Dangote, built a fertilization industry that could actually supply both America and Russia.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So the question then is he going to use some of his resources to supply the continent?
Well, at that, to really comment quickly on that, I feel like Aliko Dangote is a businessman. You know, he's definitely going to go with who pays him more. That's on my own personal and opinion. He's going to go with who pays him more. And we already know who's going to pay him more at this point. So that's why I always say it always goes back to the economy and how the government support creativity and entrepreneurship among our countries.
Right.
Because someone like Aliko Dangote, he can definitely supply us with the fertilizers to boost up our productivity of food in Africa. But here's the thing, the government is probably not going to be able to subsidize his taxes and pay him enough for these products. So he's definitely going to go with who is paying him more in the world market.
See, yeah, that's just the beginning. In order for us to get the food that we eat, it's a process, right?
Absolutely.
The farmer grows the food, it's processed, it's sold to the market, we buy them and eat. The problem we have now is the energy. In order to get the food from certain village to point A to point B, you need gas, you need oil. You need to have a dry transportation system, either by air, land, or sea. And that's where the problem lies, shortage of oil.
Shortage of oil.
We're having this problem of shortage of oil because we have made it to be so. Africa, they have a lot of oil. If we can come out, like as I earlier said, if we can think out of the box, we need to be producing this oil in our country, not even taking it.
We need to refine it in Africa.
Refine it in
We
our
don't
own
have
country.
oil refinery in Africa.
That's why I say we should-
pumped in Africa but processed elsewhere.
Elsewhere.
It's no
We should-
America. It's either Canada. It's somewhere in
China.
Europe, China. If there is an oil refinery in Africa, I guarantee you it's not owned by the African government. We know this.
So
all
our-
these companies, the rice companies, the mobile, we do not own them.
Look,
It's owned by
on the oil
Chinese
companies being
corporates,
owned by Africa, right?
European corporates.
On the oil companies being owned by Africans, right? I don't really think that should be something that we should be pushing forward right now. It's okay to welcome foreign businessmen to our continent, right? To welcome investors and new innovations to our continent. But here's the thing: we have to create partnerships and agreements at which favors our people, equal partnerships. Because if we did own about 2 refineries in Africa, just 2, gentlemen, just 2, that could refine oil right now. Russia is the one that is under this ban. It doesn't affect Africa, even if if it's a Russian that owns a refinery,
the oil
right?
sanctioned.
Yep, we would have still be able to support our people right now.
Actually,
Because the refinery is not in Russia, it's in Africa.
It's in Africa.
So we need to, instead of always sending out raw materials to be refined out of Africa,
And then buy back.
buy back
buy
from these
back
people.
again from these people. Then
We should.
It's
How
your-
do you
it's
want us
your
to
res-
be?
It's our resource, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We have them. We pump them. The process we buy.
We
back
buy.
from
How
them.
about we
How
get
are
to
we
that
going to benefit?
point where
So the problem now is we the Africans, we should think of how we should start doing this stuff
Thank
in
our
Africa,
own
Thank you.
in Africa,
That's what.
Actually, that should be the only solution.
that's the
Yes.
only solution.
But right now we are in the state of emergency because it takes years.
Yes,
We
no,
don't have
it's probably going to
years.
take close to a century to
Right.
bring all of these companies back to
So
Africa.
it's a
Right.
state of emergency. It's like we have to solve this. And here's the thing too: we won't control the economy because oil. There's something called oil dollar. Like oil is always traded by dollar. Now I heard Russia's put in a law that if you want to buy their oil, you have to pay with the rupees, their currency. So what currency are they going to use in Africa?
Well, if honestly, that is a whole
Nigeria
that's a
will
whole
say,
big
give
topic
me,
for another day. Because this topic
right.
right here, right, it requires a lot of research. Right, it requires a lot of research because also I heard this is just something that I heard that I'm still fact checking.
Right.
That even Saudi Arabia was considering receiving yens.
Yeah.
for their for their
For
oil.
their oil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are considering it. So this is a topic that we need to research more.
Right.
It's a very
Because
sensitive matter.
actually, I'm not even sure it will go that way because dollar will still always control.
No, well, this is a very sensitive topic. So
Yeah.
let's research more on this. We can't really
Okay.
comment on this today.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
we need to research on.
Yeah. So now that we talked about the food, we need a solution ASAP because we'll have food shortages in Africa, right? We have oil shortages in Africa, which will cause chaos in Africa. Now let's talk about our brothers and sisters who are stranded in Ukraine. We all seen videos on social media of how they're being treated, denied.
I couldn't even stand
their
watching those
human
videos.
rights,
I could
breaking international law to deny them access to safety. You know, forcing them to join the war that has nothing to do with them. Okay, first of all, let's not blame them. Let's blame our heads of states. What is AU doing? What is our embassies, so-called embassies, doing to save? We saw India sent a plane to evacuate their students. Nigerians, all these Africans are there. What is there a plan in place to evacuate these students? We haven't had anything. So what do you gentlemen propose as a solution for these people?
All right, I'm going to make my solution real quick. It's going to be really quick. Here's the thing. It always goes back to who we elect and who we put in power.
Right.
Because this was something that we as the people cannot solve. It was something that was meant for our political leaders, the people we have so trust to run our states.
Right.
Yeah, with the will of God. Yeah, and to keep the best interest of our people at heart and before everything. They failed us once again. The African Union just proved to be a toothless bulldog, as we have always talked about once again, and our people are stranded in the and I think it's a very sad thing because there's nothing we can really do. I don't think there's anything we can do as a people. But also, I want this to be an educational moment for every African out there. I want this to be a very, very, very important moment. When you out here thinking that the things our great leaders in history fought for have been solved, know that they have not, because this just showed the amount of racism that still lives in Europe.
Right, and it will come down to the point that our African leaders are just there. They are just ceremonial head of states.
That's what they are. It's not it will come. They have been.
They are ceremonial
They
head
have
of states.
been.
How can you be in your country
Mm-hmm.
and your citizens are suffering in another country, seeking for refuge? Then you are doing nothing about it.
We have no dignity. How can we be?
Oh, they don't care.
You don't care.
It's simple. They
How
don't
can
care.
So
we
this should even teach the Africans. You should know who to put in power. Although before the election, we already know who is
We
supposed to
all
be in
know
power.
the election in Africa is just the election.
It's a
Right.
formal ceremony
It's
again.
just a formal. It's formal.
It's
It's,
a formal
not
ceremony.
what you vote. It's not who you. It's all who is in power.
So this goes to our leaders.
This
This is
always
where
has been.
this is where we
It's,
see
yeah,
the power.
this is a problem that can only be solved by our leaders, because I don't expect we can't be like, okay, the citizens of Nigeria, do something about your people in Ukraine.
Well,
What are they
if
gonna do?
They can't do something. Us as a youth, we can talk about it like we are talking.
No,
about
we have to
right?
bring this to. That's why we're creating this awareness.
Right.
That these
we
problems
have
are
to
still
create
right here.
awareness. We live in this age of social media.
Media.
We have to create. To me, is to embarrass them to an extent where they can't even go out in the streets.
Absolutely.
All these AU leaders, all these heads of state, look at your people. How can you be dignified if your citizens are begging on the streets?
No,
They're pushing them out of trains.
No, there is something.
They're
So that-
pushing them out of trains.
They're pushing them
there
out
is
of trains.
something.
That this train is not for you.
The
They prefer dogs.
African leaders, right? They have how can I even say anti-shame.
They are shame proof.
They have like shame proof.
Yes,
Yeah.
they don't care.
Even if you guys go on the street or you do whatsoever you think is best for you, nothing will still change.
No. So what would you propose as a solution? Because it's their responsibility.
The only solution at this point is for the president to send a plane to that country, Ukraine, to bring back all the citizens back home.
The India, first of all, people are condemning Ukraine. How dare you treating African people? Yes, but it's not their fault.
It's not their
are
fault.
doing what's right. They are looking out for their citizens.
Right.
Africans should learn. Should learn.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
that.
you're right. You're right. They're looking out for
Well,
citizens.
if
We should
you
look
in
out
the-
for ours.
Yes.
Ours.
If you look in, they are,
We have to
yes, they
support
are
our
breaking
own.
international law. International law says in case of a war emergency, you save every human being. Yes, but they are saving their own first. That's how it should be. Our AU should have come to our rescue and say, oh,
Right.
we are saving ours first, and then everybody else next. Look at India. When this happened, they evacuated their students, all of them, to Poland, and sent an evacuation plan. All of the students went back.
Why would the other
Something-
president don't, why would our own African president don't do that?
Yeah.
This is a huge
I don't
problem,
blame
gentlemen.
Ukraine. I only blame them for mistreating the people, but I don't blame them for looking after their citizens.
Of course,
That's how it's supposed
I
to
will
be.
save my own people first. Then, if I still have
Exactly.
the resources, then I'll save.
You
whoever I
save the other, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one other thing is this: I hope countries like Poland that are close to Ukraine are opening borders for our people, because I also got a lot of
That's-
information that they are
being
some of our people-
detained in
Yeah,
Poland.
but- uh-huh.
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense.
yes.
It doesn't make
if
any
they,
sense.
if they didn't make it to the borders,
country that
open
is
the doors for
the
them.
country that is to be blamed and international law should be pursue them. It's Poland, because if you cross from the war zone to safety, Poland is supposed to provide accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
They did not. They are detaining only African students. They are all refugees, Ukrainian and Africans. They are only detaining African students.
Why?
That's racism. There's no other justification.
It's just one thing, man: racism.
Yeah.
Racism.
So Poland, Ukrainian refugees are welcome. You know, Poland citizens are opening their doors for them. African refugees, detention. We have to process them. Are they legal? In case of war, who's legal?
Who is legal?
You're a refugee. That's it. There's no paper. There's nothing. It's
Life
international
first.
law.
Save the
Right.
lives first.
Save life.
Let's worry about who's legal when it's all done.
Right. So,
It's an emergency
shame
situation.
on you.
Shame on AU.
Heads of states, shame on them for doing what they do.
Shame on Poland too.
Nobody's
Shame on
coming.
Poland for treating human
African
beings like that.
people, we are just, no one is coming to our rescue. We
Shame
are
on
on
Poland.
our own.
Shame
so
on
that's
Poland.
why, as African youth, we need to come together and take matter in our hands. How? We talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
We put them out there. We embarrass them. Because these are the people that's supposed to look after us.
Right.
Right? They're in a position where they can look after us, but nobody.
No, they don't care.
I say, even a statement, if Ukrainian refugee were treated how the same way African refugees are being treated, there will be investigations. There will be questions.
Right.
There will, because it's Africans. Look, their leaders are not even.
And you have to first of all know that Africa has always been survival of the fittest.
Yeah, we've always been. No, we need better structures in Africa.
We can always trying
agree
to
on that.
survive.
We need
in
better
Africa.
structures in Africa. Well,
so the earlier we stop, say, okay, let's start something within us.
Yeah.
Trust me, Africa will be a place these people would like to come.
Absolutely.
And seek for appointments.
Seek for refuge in Africa.
And
Of course, we can get to that point, but again, like I said,
it will take time.
It will take time, but we have to start setting the measures in place.
Right. I mean, that is true.
And that's why we're here today. We're setting measures in place. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, gentlemen, I don't know if we still have more questions. Are there some more questions?
That should do it, I believe.
All right.
I think the only thing we need to do is everyone that's watching is share the video, share the message,
and
hopefully reach the right people, especially those who are in position to help our brothers and sisters.
And also leave your comment under the video so that we can know your opinion on this matter. We do read all of the opinions so that when we come on our next episode, we can touch a little bit on what you guys really did point out the most. So leave a comment. Well, gentlemen, this brings us to the little fun part of the Africa is Home Global podcast, which is going to be African proverbs. We are trying to start this new thing in which at the end of every podcast, we're going to add an African proverb. All right, these two gentlemen will have to crack this one. All right, here it goes. The river doesn't go through the forest for the first time without bringing out trees. That's a proverb from West Africa.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section. Let's have a conversation.
That's a proverb from West Africa. So the river does not go through the forest for the first time without bringing out trees. So let us know in the comment sections, gentlemen. And I'll bring the answer next week on the next episode.
Oh, well, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to share, comment, and like the video. We appreciate your support. Thank you.
And don't forget about our charity event and Mr. Haruna's event. And,
it's gonna be fun, and I'm
so much
inviting everybody all over Minnesota to come have fun.
All over USA.
All over USA.
So
and
all of you
out of USA. The fact that you can make it here.
Come, let's party.
Come on in.
Let's party. Let's have fun, because it will always be like this, like 2 times yearly. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much
for tuning in. Thank you. Remember to follow our sister page, The Rest of Africans.
The Rest of Africa.
One love.
There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on the business/charity part of Africa is Home today, we have a special guest with us, Mr. Haruna. He's here today to discuss about his event that is going to be coming up. So I'm just going to give the floor to him so that he can talk more about it. Welcome, Mr. Haruna, once more again. And so please tell us, what is the event all about?
The event is all about like creating my own entertainment field. Yeah, because that's something I've ever loved since when I was small. I've ever loved to enjoy myself. So I came to realize that it's a part. Maybe it's my own destiny too. So let me go into it and see how I can gather the youths together, so we can always have fun together. Yeah. Right.
Oh wow, that's a very great way to go about this event. It's like it's very personal to you, and that's very inspiring. So we really hope this event turn out to be exactly how you hope for it to be.
Right.
So when is this event going to be happening, and where will it?
Yes, actually the event will be taking place at St. Catherine Hall at on the 18th of June. Yeah, so I'm using this advantage to invite all the youths of Minnesota, everybody in Minnesota.
You guys hear him? He's inviting the entire Minnesota.
The entire Minnesota and all the youths of NDOP.
Okay.
All over America. We can use this as a gathering, though, as a come together of the NDOP youths and everybody that wish and have that good mind to come out and support me, because I believe together we stand, divided we
fall.
We fall.
All right. Well, I don't think all end up used though. If you're out of America and you feel like you want to be part of this great opportunity and this great event, please just show up.
Actually, yeah.
Come and have fun with us. So, when is the event exactly? What date and what time will the event start on that day?
Yeah, actually, the event will take place on the 18th of June.
Okay.
And precisely, we'll start by 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Great.
Yeah, because I really want it to start as early as possible, so that at least everybody can have that fun.
Yeah.
You know, have some.
And it's
good
all night,
times.
right? It's still morning.
It's all night to 3 a.m. So
I'm getting my suit ready already. I'm getting my suit ready.
It's really gonna be fun.
Okay.
It's really gonna be fun. And notwithstanding too, I will want to plead with the Muslims all over the world to put me in their fasting and praying, because this is one of the blessed months.
Oh, yeah, it's Ramadan.
Ramadan. So with their prayers and fasting, I believe everything will go on successfully.
All right, yeah, I kind of have my calendar mixed up when it comes to Ramadan. So by the 18th of June, will the fasting period be over already?
Yeah, it's just a period of a month.
Okay, so
it's just a period of 1 month.
Oh, yeah.
We are starting.
Great.
Yeah, we are starting fasting tonight. Yeah, so it's after 30 days.
All right.
So before then, I think everything gonna be in place.
Man, I need spiritual cleansing. I should probably just join the fasting for this time.
Actually, it's very important for everybody.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, you guys heard Mr. Aruna. This event is gonna be a united front event for everyone out there. So get your party dresses ready, get your shoes ready, and definitely save this date in your calendar, the 18th of June, because we're turning out that day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, still on the charity/business part of the Africa is Home Global podcast, we are honored and proud to announce another charity outreach event. This one is going to be at the Inowa Orphanage, and it's going to be on Monday, the 20th of April, 2022. We are sorry that we didn't really give everyone enough time to really prepare for this event, but the year is almost halfway through, and we need to reach 1,500 children this year. We have not been to this charity home yet, but this is going to be our first visit there. So that's why we are doing like an outreach event to get ourselves into the door before we start doing our constant donations to this home. So thank you guys so much for your previous support, and you guys know with your donations we are able to do this, and as an organization the business part also gives 10% of everything to this our event. So thank you guys so much again. If you need more information about this event, just email us at africaishomeusa@gmail.com. Someone is going to get right back to you within 48 to 72 hours. Also, you can just go on our website, www.africaishomglobal.com, and fill out a quick form to become a constant donor and follow everything we do. Thank you guys so much.